Hello, hello, how's it going? I hope you are great like me. Today I'm gonna read a delicious story about passion fruit. Have you ever tried passion fruit? I think you, I think you will, I think you will, I think you will love it. So let's let's get it started. The story. Stay tuned, grab your headphones, and let's rock it. The passion fruit afternoon. Edward woke up early on Saturday morning. The sun was soft and the air was fresh. It was not too hot and it was not too cold. It was a perfect morning. He stretched his arms and looked at his phone. There was a message from his aunt, Aunt Consuelo. Good morning, Eduardo. Would you buy some passion fruit for me today? I want to make fresh juice. Eduardo smiled. He loved his Aunt Consuelo. She was kind, patient, and always gave him good advice. When he was a child, she used to tell him stories before bed. Now he was an adult, but he still enjoyed spending time with her. He replied, Of course, Aunt Consuelo. I will go to the supermarket soon. At the supermarket. Edward arrived at the supermarket at 9 a.m. It was already a little busy. People were pushing carts, choosing vegetables, and talking softly. He walked to the fruit section. There were bananas, apples, oranges, mangoes, and papayas. The colors were beautiful. Then he saw them. Round, purple, some were dark, some were light, some were a little wrinkled. Passion fruit. He picked one up and held it in his hand. It was heavier than he expected. A, a supermarket employee was organizing the fruit nearby. Excuse me, Eduardo said politely. How do I know if a passion fruit is good? The employee smiled. If it is a little wrinkled, 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 it is usually sweeter, she explained, and it should feel heavy. Eduardo nodded. Thank you very much. He chose he chose six passion fruits. Some were smooth, some were wrinkled. He put them carefully into a plastic bag. He imagined the juice already, cold, fresh, sweet, and a little sour. On the way home. While walking home, Eduardo thought about life. He thought about work, about money, about responsibilities. Sometimes he felt tired, sometimes he felt stressed, but simple moments like this made him feel calm. Buying food for someone you love. It was a small act, but it had meaning. He looked at the bag and smiled. Passion fruit, he said softly. Such a simple fruit, but so powerful. Aunt Consuelo's kitchen. When Eduardo arrived at his aunt's house, she opened the door with a big smile. Eduardo, you came. Of course, he said, and I brought the best passion fruits. She laughed. She laughed. Let's see if they are really the best. They went to the kitchen. Her kitchen was small but very clean. There were white tiles on the wall and a wooden table in the middle. She took a knife and cut the first passion fruit in half. Inside, there was golden pulp with black seeds. It looked like a treasure. Oh, this one is perfect, she said. They cut all the passion fruits. The smell filled the kitchen. It was sweet, fresh, and tropical. Aunt Consuelo put the pulp into the blender. She added cold water and a little sugar. Not too much sugar, she said. Life is already sweet. Edward laughed. The blender started. Brrrr. After a few seconds, the juice was ready. Sorry. She poured it into two glasses with ice. The color was beautiful, light yellow, like the morning sun. They sat at the table. Cheers, she said. Cheers, he replied. He took the first sip. It was cold, fresh, sweet, a little sour. Perfect. I stirred inside the juice. While they were drinking, Aunt Consuelo began to speak. Do you know why it is called passion fruit? Eduardo shook his head. In some cultures, it has the religious meaning, she explained. But for me, passion fruit means something different. What does it mean to you? He asked. It means balance, she said. Balance? Yes, it is sweet and sour at the same time. Life is like that. You cannot have only sweet moments. Sometimes there is sour too. Eduardo listened carefully. If you only focus on the sour, she continued, you will think life is bitter. But if you mix everything well, like we mix the juice, you will see that it becomes something beautiful. He looked at his glass. Golden, calm, balanced. He understood. Memories. Aunt Consuelo stood up and opened a small notebook. This is my recipe book, she said, but it is not only about food, it is about memories. She showed him a page. Passion fruit juice, summer 1998. What happened in 1998? Eduardo asked. You were a little boy, she smiled. You used to run in the yard. You fell one day and started crying. I made you passion fruit juice to calm you down. Edward laughed. I don't remember that, but I do, she said softly. Sometimes adults forget small moments, but someone always remembers. An idea. After finishing the juice, Eduardo had an idea. Aunt Consuelo, he said, what if we make more juice and sell it in the neighborhood? She raised her eyebrows. Sell it? Yes, fresh passion fruit juice, natural, healthy. We could call it golden balance. She smiled. You always have ideas. He felt a little shy. I just think people are tired of artificial drinks. They want something real. She thought for a moment. Maybe you are right. The first test. The next weekend, they bought more passion fruits. They made many liters of juice. They put the juice into clean bottles. Eduardo created a simple label: golden balance, fresh passion fruit juice, sweet and sour. just like life. They sold the first bottle to neighbors. An old man tried it. He closed his eyes. This taste is like my childhood, he said. A young woman bought two bottles. It's refreshing, she said. Much better than soda. Edward looked at his aunt. She was smiling, not because of the money, but because of the connection. Growth. Weeks passed. They continued making juice every Saturday. It became a routine. Edward worked during the week. On weekends, he helped his aunt. They talked about life, dreams, mistakes, and plans. The juice became more than a drink. It became a tradition, a difficult day. One day, Eduardo arrived looking tired. What happened? Aunt Consuelo asked. I had a difficult week, he said. Problems at work, too much pressure. She prepared two glasses of juice without saying anything. They sat down. He took a sip. Cold, fresh, balanced. Remember what we said? She asked gently. Sweet and sour, he answered. She nodded. Don't forget that the sour moments do not last forever. He felt calmer. Sometimes advice is simple, but simple advice can be powerful. The meaning of passion. At the end of the year, Eduardo looked at everything they had built. It was not a big company. It was not a huge business, but it was something honest, something real. He realized something important. Passion fruit is not only about flavor, it is about care, about time, about sharing, and about balance. He looked at his aunt and said, thank you for teaching me more than just a recipe. She smiled. And thank you for buying the passion fruits that day. They laughed. Outside, the sun was setting. Inside, two glasses of wow, I think it's gonna rain soon. But let's continue the story. Inside, two glasses of golden juice were shining on the table. Sweet, sour, perfect balanced, just like life. And we ended up finishing the story just before, just after the thunderstorm. um, Thank you for listening to this story and being with me in this journey. I hope one day we can improve our English because this channel was made for it. Stay here, stay here, and let's go and let's grow. See you in the next story. Bye bye.